See one issue right away. See that right there? 169. So it didn't get an IP address. So one sec, let me just double check and make sure. I'm going to come over here to my private network. Oh, we can't get to it from that anymore. We have to go this way now. So that's going to be on our internal one. It says unidentified. We can go disable and enable. Now it says amdomain.local. I'm going to come back to my server manager. Go to all servers. Let me do a refresh really quick here. So since I logged into this and that didn't actually have a connection to it, I might need to sign out and sign back in to get my authentication back. So this says active right here. So it says it's talking to something and online. So we might have just fixed it. So that's online. That's online. So that's online. So that just fixed it. So I saw that 169 on there and I know that means there's a problem, right? It means I wasn't getting my DHCP. So probably those virtual machines weren't turned on yet and it couldn't get it. So it 169 before and then it didn't refresh on its own. So now it looks like I can manage stuff. So we're going to try to set up WSUS because we want to be able to manage updates and control updates, right? So I'm going to come over to my DC1 because I have WDS on DC2 right now. And I think he's probably pretty busy with that. So I'm just going to try to put this on one. We'd probably want to just make it its own server. Well, that's its only job. But again, remember, we're limited resources. We're doing this in a virtual environment. So we're going to use what we have in front of us right now. So on the DC1, I'm just going to right click on that and I'm going to go add roles and features. I'm on my host right now, managing everything. And I'm just going to say, don't show this again. And then next. And it automatically has that one selected because I right clicked on it and told it to use that one. I'm going to hit next. And I'm going to go to the very bottom, Windows Server Update Services. And this is going to allow us to manage and approve updates. Now, there's always something always goes wrong with this. So we'll see what happens today. And I'm going to hit next, and it's going to tell me it's got all this other stuff all ready to go. And then next again, and then next. So you have to have these two, WID connectivity and WSUS services. Without that, it won't work. We don't have an SQL server connectivity set up, so we don't need that one. We will hit next. And now it just wants to know where should I store the updates. So we need to actually tell it where to. Do we want to do it local, or do we want to do it on a remote path? So I'm just gonna put C : /updates. And I'm just gonna go next again. Now it's telling us this is the roles that it's installing for web services roles because it uses web services to do all this. I'm just gonna hit next. I'm gonna say restart if needed on that computer. Remember, I'm not actually on that computer. I'm doing this from my host computer. And this is fairly easy to set up when it works. There's one step where it'll take forever to sync up. There we go. So WSUS is installed on that computer. And we will see it right there. Now you see this lost post install task? This is where it might mess up. Do not try to open WSUS before running that or you'll break it. So I click on it and that's it. That's all we're going to see. That's all we're going to see. So it'll be up here and it'll just look like that. Nothing's going to pop up on your screen, so just wait for that to finish. Now, we're not going to be able to manage it from this computer yet. Who knows why? We installed it on the other computer, but why can't I manage it on this computer? No clue. We don't have the RSAT tools on this computer to manage it, so we have to install them to do it. We installed everything on the other computer, but not this computer. So we need the remote management tools in order to talk with it. So I'm gonna go close on here for now because it'll notify us up here. I'm gonna go to management and just get that going. Say add roles and features, and now since I did from up there, it's gonna look at my computer I'm on right now by default. So I want to do it on this guy right here. That's the computer I'm actually on right now. And I'm gonna go next. Now I'm not gonna install a role. I'm gonna go to features. Now we need the remote management. So that's right here. Remote server administration tools. It's got 2 of 42 in there. Roles. So we're going to drop that down. And these are all the management tools here. See, we have Windows Deployment Services tools. We have network management. Windows Server Update Services tools right here. We can click that checkbox right there. And hit next. And then install. And that's going to allow us to have the tools in our administrative tools to actually manage that. Now, if you have like a workstation that you're just using to manage everything, just add all the tools to it. Just add them all. Then you won't have to worry about not having the tools to do what you need. There we go. And is this one done? It looks like it's done. All right, let's see if we can talk with it. I might be able to right click on it and go to Windows Server Update Services right here. Boom. Give me a wizard. Give me the wizard. I got to add it to it. All right. It didn't add it automatically. So we're going to right click on that, say connect to server. And that is the AM-PM-DC1-SLS. There we go. There's our wizard. Before you begin, is the server firewall configured to allow clients to access the server? Hopefully it is. Can this computer connect to upstream servers such as Microsoft Update? Do you have user credentials for the proxy server if needed? We don't have a proxy server. So we're going to find out. It's going to let us know. We're going to go next. I don't give Microsoft anything for free, so I uncheck that right there. Synchronize from Microsoft updates. Yes. Now here's where we can have a master WSUS one on our network, and we say synchronize from another WSUS or Windows Server Update Services server. So we can pull updates from other servers and push it through different parts of our network, so we're not killing our internet. So we're gonna just do synchronize from Microsoft update for now. When you guys do your network build, I might have one ready to go because you're gonna find out in a second here. This might take forever to synchronize from Microsoft update. I'm going to go next. We don't have a proxy, so we can bypass the proxy. Now right here is start connecting. This is where it can take an unknown amount of time. See, I got an HTTP error right there. So, food for thought. Who knows why I got that HTTP error on that computer? Because I'm going to have to go fix it. So I'm going to go to my DC1 right here, and I'm going to go to my hardware on it. That might be a hint. So I'm going to have to get out of... No, I need to go to Hyper-V. And this should be on DHCP. So we're going to add one to it on the external so they can actually pull updates. There we go. Now we have internet. Now I'm going to go back to where we were managing it right here where we got the HTTP error, and we're going to try start it again. Hopefully we don't get the HTTP error and it gets the updates and we can move on and end the video. So hold your breath, turn purple, and let me know when you pass out. Of course, it's done as I'm grabbing my food out of the microwave. All right, well, that part's done, eh? Next. So next, when you're installing and you pick a language, we're only picking English because we ain't doing all damn day. So English. Now here's where you got to be really careful. You don't want to do all products. So that means every product that Microsoft has ever made updates for it. See? Everything and its mama. It's even got every single version of Windows. They just have Windows checked and has everything on here. We don't need everything. We don't. We're Server 2019 and possibly Windows 10. For now, we're just going to do the Server 2019. See how many different versions of Windows 10 there are? Yeah. We'll do that one. Windows Server 2019 and later. And we'll just do this one. Screw it. Boom. Next. We'll leave this alone. Synchronize manually, because right now it's going to do its first synchronization. And this is the next part that takes forever again. Begin initial synchronization. This initial synchronization with Microsoft Update or your upstream server can take some time. The length of the initial synchronization depends on the number of products, update classifications, and languages you have selected, as well as the speed of your internet connection. And right here, when you guys get to this part, right here, if you ever get to this part, you can click on these and it'll give you more information on what to do here. So it'll go more in depth on what each of these things are doing and how to set up group policies. So we'll set up a simple group policy later for this. Configure auto approve rules. I'm going to just hit finish and it's going to do its initial. So after it's synchronized, you still have to approve everything that it's synchronized, guys. So I'm going to come down here to synchronizations and it's going to tell me that it's starting. Eventually, it'll tell me that it's starting. There we go. So right here's our progress, 0%. And once that is done, we're going to go to options and stuff, and we're going to set up auto approvals right here, automatic approvals. So for our purpose, I just wanted to approve everything. So we would go to edit, and we would just say, Oh, it's already set for all computers, so that's good. So we would just click it and say run rule, and it'll approve everything. But since we have nothing to approve yet, it's not going to do anything. So we have to wait for that to get somewhere. We are done. It says we have 47 new updates, 26 expired updates. So 1056. All right. So now we can go over to our options here and tell it to approve them. So if we come up to updates, it should say updates awaiting approval. So right now it says 0 updates of 73 shown. Unless it already ran the auto approval process, then they're going to be approved. There we go. So this is all the updates that we can go in here. And since we have the auto approval on already, when I clicked it, these things have already been approved. So now we can push these updates out to our network. So for that, we're going to want to set up a group policy. So did you guys do this in uCertify? Set up the group policy for WSUS? All right, well, we'll do it really quick. I'm going to come over here. Now that we know that that's good, I already have my management stuff on my host computer here. I'm going to close all this stuff because I don't need it. I shouldn't need it unless something goes wrong. We're going to go to Server Manager. And these refreshes, you'll find that you'll always get like refresh failed all the time. So go like this, maybe it won't fail this time. Usually when it's in the process of doing something, the refresh times out and it gives you a little refresh failed. So I'm going to go into group policy management. So do I have it on this one or did I not install? Oh, no, I won't have it on this one. All right, let's install it. Let's install it. That's right, because this one doesn't have an Active Directory on our host, and we're managing from our host. So I'm just going to go to add roles and features. So we can do this from our host side. I'm going to go to the one I'm on. That one right there, right? Yep. No, that's RDC. That's the one I'm on. We're just going to add the features really quick so we can do it. And just to make this easier on us, there's Active Directory, domain services, and LDS tools right there, and that should have everything else. Let's just make sure there's no GPO ones in. If we want to make this really easy, we can just click this and click everything. This will just give us all the tools to manage anything and everything we want. So we don't have to worry about it later. So if there's a square, that means that not everything's been checked in there. So there we go. So that's just going to give us all our tools really quick in one shot. So what we were looking for was the group policy management for Active Directory. So since we don't have those on here, we're adding them right now. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. It shouldn't. This way you don't have to add anything later and we're good to go. So we're kind of using our host as our workstation, right? So it's a workstation that's connected to the domain, even though it is a server operating system. We don't really have it doing anything except doing the Hyper-V server, which everything else is running inside of that. So we got some inception. So we're going to go, let me give you this really quick. So there's the instructions on Microsoft's website. I want to make sure you guys had a copy of that. So we're going to go into computer configuration, policies, administrative templates, Windows components, and Windows Update. And we're going to right click to configure automatic update settings. We're also going to click obtained from Intranet. So that's what we're going to do right now. Once we have this, we would probably run our GP update on our other computers, and then we can turn our updates back on, and it will pull updates from this computer and not from the internet. And now we have full control of updates on any computers we set up that are domain connected, because the GPOs will be applied to any and all computers, and it'll pull updates from wherever we tell it to pull them up from. Just about there. Then I'll be done annoying you for today. I'll put together a video that doesn't waste our time, so you guys have the same amount of time as PM class to think about what you guys are going to do for planning your network. And again, since we just set up everything on our host, we've been doing everything from our host. Except when I had to reset the network card, I kind of had to go in there and manually do that. Just about there. Just about there. All right, looks like we're good to go. So I'm going to close this. And I'm going to come up with my tools, and now I should have group policy management right here. That's what I wanted. This is for the whole forest. So make that big. So let's see over here, forest. We're going to drop that down. We're going to go to domains and AMD domain local. That's us. Now, usually when we do this, we want to make our own. We don't want to really do too much on the default. If we break this, we permanently break it for everyone. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do this domain level. I'm going to right click here. And I'm going to say create a group policy object in this domain and link it here. If it's linked here, it's going to apply to anything below it. So I'm going to create that. And I'm just going to call this one WSUS. WSUS, right? WSUS. Open it. So now I have that. I have my WSUS GPO ready for me to edit. I'm just going to hit OK over here. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to edit it. So at this point, we're going to go to computers, all computers, and we're going to go to our fun area. So since this is for computers, it's not going to be under the user configuration. So policy, administrative templates, right? No one? Okay, I'll do it. Waiting for someone to throw it in there. Windows components and then Windows Update, right? Windows Update. So here we are looking for configure automatic updates. So we can come flip through here. Here's one that says configure automatic updates, right? We can right click and go to edit. And we can go in enable. And we're going to flip this over to auto download and notify for install, which is already on there. And that's one of these. So we have another one we need to do. Now we want to do Intranet Microsoft Update Servers location settings, and then we're going to select edit on that too. That's all we needed to do there was enable that and turn that on. Right now it's scheduled for 0300. I'm going to hit apply and then okay. Now we want to do the intranet one, right? So specify intranet. So we're looking for specify intranet on here. There's active hours, deadlines, intranet, Microsoft Update Service locations. We're going to edit that one. So here it gives an example, HTTP intranet update one. That's the name of the server that is grabbing stuff from. So we want to do the name of the computer, which is going to be our DC1, correct? So we can cheat a little bit and we can maybe grab this or not. We'll type it. So we're going to enable, set the Intranet update service for detecting updates. So here we're going to put the same thing in two of these here. So we're going to do HTTP // and then the computer name. So our computer name was what? AM DC1-SLS for me, right? That was the name of that computer. And that should be .am domain .local. And then we want the port number. So our default port number should be the, I think 8530, I believe. So let's see. And then we're just doing that for both of these. And we don't need to do the third one. That just says for an alternate download server. So we had multiple ones, we could do that. And then we should be able to hit apply and OK. Now that that's enabled, we'll probably want to run a GP update on this computer and then run the GP update on the other computers. Or if we restart them, sign out and log back in, it will update them also. So I'm just going to go over here to minimize in case I mess something up. Everything, as you do it, it's live. It's there. It's doing it. So if we're here, it's applying it to everything. If we create an organizational unit, it's only going to do stuff inside of that. So if we did click here, create here, and link here, it'll only do it to computers that are actually in that OU. But we'll cover that more when we're going over design on the network later. So I'm going to minimize this for now. And to cheat, I'm just going to go to these. Well, let me do mine first. I'm sitting on here. So to force group policy updates, we can do it with our PowerShell, right? We had to do that when we were doing our Windows 10 stuff. So I'm just going to go in the PowerShell. I probably needed to go under admin, but let's see if it'll do it here. So I'm just going to do GP update space / force, FORCE. And hopefully it says, hey, group policy updated. So it says computer policy updates has completed successfully. So now if I come over here to local, it should say that this is being managed. See right here, domain using a managed update service right here. So now it's checking for updates. Remember, we paused everything, but now everything's set to do it with the GPOs. So on our other computers, we can do that GP update like we just did. Now, see, it found some updates too. How you like that? I'll wait a second for that. So I'm going to come to all servers. So one way I can do this, so let's do this on DC1, is I can do the Windows PowerShell right here. We'll give it a second to communicate. So that says my location, ampm dc1-sls.amdomain.local. That's what we just typed, and that's actually where our stuff lives, right? The computer I'm on right now, it's not on that. So on that computer, I'm going to do the same thing. GP update / force. That's just going to force it. Another thing I can do is just restart the other computers if I wanted to. So that says that it was successfully done also. I'm going to come to the next one. So DC2, what I could do is I could just say restart it. And restart will accomplish the same thing on that DC2. We need to remember that our DHCP is on DC2, so that's going to take that offline for a second. So you're asking, can we just do GP update / all? Let's do it. I'm going to do it on RODC. Again, that DHCP is not going to affect this computer because this computer doesn't, it's got a static IP. So the only thing that would affect is if we were doing WDS or something. We'll give this a second to think and connect. Maybe. Now, just so you know, usually when we do this, we run into a problem. So far, it's actually been working. So I'm a little bit wary right now because this usually never happens. We'll see what's going on with RODC1. It looks like it's taking a little bit to talk. There we go. So let's do GP update / all. And you see it's just showing me all. So these are all the parameters that we can use with GP update / all. But I can just use force, and the force is reapplies all policy settings by default. Only policy settings that have changed are applied. So I can target a computer, and I can do it from one computer and say, hey, I want to reset the other one. But when we do this, a lot of times it says, no, you don't have permissions. Even though you have permissions, some reason it's looking for local permissions instead of a domain permissions. So this would be an easy way to do it from here. We can set a script to push it to all the computers and do it. Again, we usually run into problems. There's how it should work. And then there's how we know actually does work. So yes, force access all. Now we also have / boot causes the computer to restart after the group policy settings. Sync causes the next foreground policy application to be done synchronously. I can't say the word, but you know what it is. Policies applications occur at computer startup and user login. You can specify this for the user, computer, or both users. The target / target parameter and the / force and the / weight parameter will be ignored if specified. So if you want to play with more of these, feel free to do the / all, which looks like it says / all isn't something. It told you to, these are stuff that we can use. So again, this is a sandbox environment at this point. Once we're done doing this, you're free to play in here, do a little bit of extra things. We're going to plan deploying a network where you guys are going to build a network together. So I am going to close this really quick. I'm going to show that we can do updates on DC2. Now remember, they're planned, so it's going to, at 0300, they're going to do it on its own. But I'm going to I'm just going to remote into this one right here, remote desktop connection into DC2. Put in my credentials. And when I do the plan network, how I would do one, we're gonna do users and group policies and all that. Yeah, that's gonna be the fun time. And again, you're not gonna be graded on making it functional, or if you're running the problems, you're not gonna have an issue. The issue, what I'm grading you in, is your troubleshooting, your communication. Tell me what you're trying to do and how you're trying to do it, and what you ran into and how you're trying to troubleshoot it. It's really a big throw you into the environment, throw you into the fire, and say, hey, figure out how to find your answers now. That's going to be the goal. Try to apply what you learned, and I'll be in there helping you guys too. I'm not going to just give you the answers, but I'm going to point you in the right direction so you guys can figure out. But I want you guys to work as a team. Most people on the first day, communication sucks. Second day, people tend to redo everything. And then on the third day, everything starts to click usually. So, and then I'll give extra time after the 4 days if you guys say, hey, I would have done this differently. Like, okay, do it. Go in there, have fun. I want you guys to see stuff working. I want you to see making users. I want you testing users. I want you testing test computers. So since we're already at 11, I'll probably run through that tomorrow and then set you guys free to read and study over the weekend. Because tomorrow's Thursday, so I'll give you guys Friday to start and think about stuff. I think, right? Today's Wednesday, yeah. So if I come over to my local computer here, I'm on DC2 right now. You can see my location right here. And you see right here, download updates only using a managed updating service. Awesome, right? And this does not have internet on this computer. And this should be able to pull updates from our update server now. So remember, a few more things we'd probably want to think about after this. So this is normal. Remember, we're in a virtual environment here. But just the fact, even if this doesn't work right here, we can just take the screenshot right here where it says that it's being managed. So We might give it internet just to force it, but it should be pulling from the other one and not. It shouldn't need internet because we have it set to download updates. So, but don't be afraid if that does that. It's just going to be normal. We're in our test environment. I said we usually run into an issue. So, yeah, we still have our metered connections set. This might try to pull updates across the internet, and it shouldn't be. It should be trying to pull updates from our server. So this might still need a little bit of time to sit here and sync up between the two and configure properly. Worst case, we'll give these guys internet and we can set up NAT. So our DC1 has a card and we can set up NAT on it. But I can show you guys that once you get this done. So for this one, I would just ask for this right here. So actually, I'm going to close this because it doesn't actually have to be in that machine. I'm going to close the remote connection to that. And I should be on my host computer now. It looked exactly the same. Come over here. And I'm perfectly happy. We'll just do this really quick. It just shows that it says this here. If you didn't do it right, it won't say this here. I'll do my screen snip. There we go. And we'll just call this WSUS. I won't do any stupid names on this one. So we can see on the host one that it's working, but if we need the push NAT, I'll show you guys how to do that. The remote. Yeah, sure. Let's do recovery on the remote because I'm just going to steal it. Oh, I guess I'm not going to do that. Go away. Just open it normal. That's not where I wanted to do that. WSUS assignment. WSUS notes. There we go. And you don't have to resize this. Just leave it exactly like that. It's just fine because I can zoom into it. We'll take the WSUS right there. Control C. Come on up here. File. Save as. Save that right there. Oh, I should have done that one. Sorry, I'm special, y'all. I'm special. Oh, it's opening it up in Explorer too. That's not what I wanted. Are we having issues? Or feel like the computer's messing with you? And it says that it's being managed. So that was the local computer. Right there. So we're on local server. I'm on the host computer. It says download updates only using a managed updating service. And I'm trying to figure out why my browser's not working right now. I'm going to go into the WSUS really quick and check one more thing in there to see if I missed it. Fortunately, I have to add it every time. I'm just going to give the IP address. I just want to see what are we set up for downloads. There we go. Oh, that's right. Product classification, that's good. Nice schedule. Computers, server cleanup. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Huh. Why do you move on me right when I clicked on it? It really looks like there's something missing here. I don't see it. That's working too. All right. So anyone else having problems with Canvas, or is it just me? All right. That's weird. I haven't changed anything. Food for thought. Canvas hates me. Some more hate from Jamie coming. Canvas needs a new canvas. I think that's good. Oh, I should have put the example in there. Sean, where did you save that at? Huh. Did I save it? The hell? There we go. Now we have an example too. Let me kill this. I'm gonna edit all that stuff out really quick, guys, because yeah, you don't need to wait if you want to watch that again. Let me just make sure I'm on the right computer here. So let me sign out of this one so someone doesn't accidentally log into my computer. All right. Quick edits, quick edits.